Are you a woman with a passion to do big things, make an impact, and change lives? Or do you have a story that you want to share? You know you need to share it and you want some help. If so, you don't want to miss this interview with Vicki Dello. She is a creator of the Rockstar Speakers and Storytelling program, and she's going to tell you why it's so important that you get started and then how to get started if you haven't already. So welcome, Vicki.
Thank you so much, Julia. What a pleasure to be here connecting with you.
It is so fun. I am so glad you're here because I have a feeling there are people watching, women watching, that need to hear what you have to say, and they need to be encouraged to get out there, share their story, because it's so very important.
Well, that's exciting to hear, because I really, I think it's so important for people to be able to tell their story well.
And you are one of the best storytellers I know, one of the best speakers I know. So if anybody can help you, it is Vicki. Before we dive into what they can do to move forward, how did you get started? You have quite a past in just theater and acting and speaking. And then why are you so passionate about this and helping women?
Well, I started really when I was, I started doing theater when I was a kid because I was so shy. They were actually a little worried about me. I was so introverted. I began doing theater at the age of 7, and I had a passion for it. I've been doing theater ever since, and I've done a lot of one-person shows. I've been in theater companies. I'm currently in a theater company. I direct one-person shows. I've directed larger pieces as well. So I've been in the theater all my life, but I've also, in the last few years, as I've taken my business into more of an entrepreneurship, I've just noticed there's so many speakers and women out there who have powerful messages, who really want to say something to move people, and their message tends to fall flat. And a lot of it has to do with that we're not telling our story well. We're not really being able to talk about who we are, where we come from the heart. And I think that makes such a difference. Plus, the other thing that's sort of unique about the work that I do is I'm a Qigong teacher, and I've been doing that for over 40 years, so I also know about what the energy is that it takes to be able to emanate really from your center, so that people see not just the facade, but they see what's behind it in a really empowered way.
And they feel it.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the things that I know about Vicki, you yourself always get standing ovations wherever you perform, which is amazing. So much fun to watch you. And then when you are working with your clients, either one-to-one, private, you help people put together their own show,
Yes.
one woman show, one man show, you've just helped so many people, or in groups, just the energy and the way you're in it, and the way you help them draw out who they are and what they have in them, they get standing ovations. So if you want a standing ovation, got to work with Vicki to learn how to do that. Well, then let's talk about who really benefits. And I think right now what you're doing is so amazing because women are rising up, finally. They're coming out of the shadows. They're not taking the back seat anymore. So the timing couldn't be better for you to do what you do so well. Who benefits most from your work?
I think that the people who benefit the most are women who have a sense of really wanting to shift what's happening in the world, who want to raise the energy, who want to really make a difference, who see injustice and equity and have a story that can help change that, or have a message that can help change that. So I think that the people who benefit the most are people, and the people that I love to work with are people who really care, who really want to see shift happen. I have a personal agenda to see major change happen in my lifetime, and you know, you can see from my white hair it's getting coming along.
You're like, chop chop.
Let's get this going. So it's I think the people who benefit the most are women who have a message, who feel that they have a calling to speak, they have a calling to put it out there, whether they're shy and feel like, oh, I don't quite know how to do that, or they actually have been performing for a while. I think most of the people who work with me are people who are pretty driven by wanting to really see change, empower themselves to own their story, but also because their story will inspire others. So inspirators, influencers, those are the people who benefit the most from working with me.
And they don't want to be the best kept secret anymore. They
Right.
don't
Yeah.
want their story just inside of them. They know they have it, but they need somebody to help them draw
There's
it out.
another piece of it, which is, this is a little bit of a secret, that when people really own their story, they tend to go through a major healing process.
Sure.
And so people who feel like somehow their story could carry shame or difficulty, to be able to pivot it, to be able to change it so that it is in service of themselves and other people. That's another part of it, that people who really want to feel the strength of who they are. Like you said, with the Me Too and all the Black Lives Matter, all these different things that are coming out where women are taking leadership, to really be able to own what that message is in a new way, and have it land, have people really feel it, so that it goes somewhere beyond just your own inner
and
thinking.
that's where the impact happens.
Yes.
When you share your story. So I've heard it so many times, and I know you've witnessed it in helping your clients, that sharing your story is not only healing for you, but healing for the listener.
Absolutely.
And stories have been around forever. That's how
Everything is based on story. When you think, right, there's the old, ancient times based on story, but when you think about, if you ever binge watch, or you ever, love to go to the theater, or even listening to music that has stories are really something that drive us, that make us feel connected, that create interconnection among us. So they're powerful, powerful way to create change.
Yeah, and your story matters. Everybody's story matters.
That's
right.
correct.
Everybody
Yes.
has a unique story, and it
Yes.
needs to be told. You already talked a little bit about the results of the actual healing process, which is not the draw for most people. It's just one of those byproducts that happens. You say,
Exactly.
wow, I had no idea
Right.
that sharing the story could do that.
Yeah.
But what are some other results? When women come in to your program, they might be a little timid, a little shy, or they feel they're not shy, but they're just not sure how to craft it. What are some results they experience after working with you in the Rockstars?
One of my favorite reactions was one person who worked with me, who was a pretty seasoned speaker already, and she said, "I'm not bored with my story anymore. I can't wait to tell it." So one of the results she got was she re-inspired herself. I think part of what it is creating clarity and going down to the core, the heart of the matter, because so many times I think speakers either don't, or storytellers for that matter, tell too many details, so you get bogged down. It's like, where is this going? Or they don't quite know what to say. So people get clarity on what matters and what doesn't, what's important, what doesn't. I don't know, some kind of innate ear for that I don't know, I was born with it, but I do know that as I've worked with many, many people over time, that's what I really can help people zone in on how to say what they want to say in as concise a way as possible.
Yeah, get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter. Keep the stuff that's most important.
Don't get too minimalist, so that you're not really inspiring people,
right.
or that it's just like, oh yeah, and then I went to school, and then I did this, and that. You don't want to do that.
Right.
But so really to find that balance, and it is a balance, and I think it really needs an outside eye. I certainly, as a performer myself, use an outside eye.
All the time,
all the time.
Yeah, we need that. We can't see what we can't see.
Right.
You can't see it when you're doing it. How, if a woman's listening and she feels inspired, she feels like we are talking to her, she has a story, she has a message, yes.
Come here.
She needs
to
come
hear
talk
what your story
to you.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I love is that a woman can just reach out to you, no
Absolutely.
obligation.
No.
Just say, I think I have something I want to share, or I think I want to make an impact. You might be talking to me. They can just talk to you.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to spend a little time helping you zero in a little bit on what the story is, and then talking to you about how I can support you to get it out there, because I really feel like you said, your story matters is one of the taglines I have. I also have, so your audience can feel you, not just hear a bunch of words. If you have a story and you want to kind of run it by me or something like that, I'm here. I'd be happy to talk to you. I have a deep, I would say, emotional commitment, spiritual commitment to helping people get their stories out.
It's your life purpose.
It's my life purpose, and I've been very influenced by the Desmond Tutu type of approach to, and also work with a theater company that works with this, that when you hear stories, it actually is what creates change. It is what creates empathy. It is what creates an ability to go across the divides that so many of us have splits, right, in our communities. How do we go across those divides? I think it's by telling the story in a way that's really owning it, and at the same time being able to listen deeply. So I think that, that's why I'm really saying this is a spiritual calling for me. It's created profound healing in South Africa, or at least it started a healing process in South Africa, and I think the same thing can happen here.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's watching and they want to connect with you, do they click the link that we put with this video?
Yes.
And it'll take them right to where they need to be?
And then you'll figure out how to contact with me, or if you want to read more about the programs, I have several videos there that have little samples of people who've worked with me doing some of their work, or people talking about what the programs are, so you can know what to expect. Or if you just want to talk to me, like I said, you're welcome to contact me through this link.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It is so nice to have you here. You are doing amazing work. Women need to work with you, and I know your programs are filling up. They fill up pretty fast.
They do.
So it's the word is getting out.
Yes.
It's starting to spread.
Yes.
And you can work here in the San Francisco Bay Area or across the country and the world because you've done that with so many. So reach out to Vicki. Let her help you. Let her help you get your story out. Let her help you make it work.
I would absolutely love to hear from you, so please do contact me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Julia. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your presence.